Ballistic weapons, normally magnetic accelerators, make up the primary and most common means of engagement for warships and armed spacecraft in the Tantalus cluster, and these weapons can broadly be divided into a number of clear and universally recognized categories. Found in a variety of calibers and configurations, swivel guns are rapid-action magnetokinetic autoguns, used both for point defense against guided missiles and fighter boats, and as a modest direct-fire weapon against larger vessels. They are normally completely automated to allow missiles to be intercepted faster and more accurately than any human gunner could achieve, and generally load fused ammunition that carries a small, high-explosive airburst charge to more reliably disable missiles in flight. A warship's long guns, normally just referred to as coil guns, that having been the common means of magnetic acceleration for weapons within the Centrum Assembly for more than a century, can be broken down into several broad and not always exactingly defined categories. The smallest of these categories is that of the bodkin lock coil gun. Weapons of this category generally load a relatively small caliber projectile, which is hyper-accelerated for maximum accuracy and minimum reaction time for a target vessel. The high speed and small size of a projectile fired by these weapons has the effect of reliably perforating much or all of a lightly armoured target ship's frame, but does little additional damage around the very narrow path upon which it travels. As a result, these weapons can be useful when engaging to disable, or when accuracy and range is more valuable than firepower. The reliable 10-inch muzzle variety of bodkin lock coil gun is ubiquitous within the sponsons and chase batteries of ships of the line, and on the turrets of smaller warships, and are casually referred to within the CDF as long 10s. Broadhead lock coil guns represent the standard long guns of most Centran warships, designed for an effective balance of muzzle velocity and weight of shot, and to be used in large numbers as part of a fierce and thundering broadside. Seen in various calibers and framings across Tantalus, the weapons are most often turreted, and in rare instances keel-mounted, on only a slight gimbal. Brutally effective at medium to short range, especially in concentrated volleys, broadhead lock coil guns are dramatically employed as the larger part of the famous Centran line of battle, with columns of steadfast ships of the line laying down broadside after broadside from afar, as smaller warships harry and forestall the enemy. Quarrel lock coil guns are massive, vastly expensive and unwieldy weapons, generally seen only mounted on forts, gun satellites, and on second and first-rate ships of the line. These weapons combine the high projectile velocity of a smaller long gun with a weight of shot approaching that of a carronade, thereby hammering a huge projectile at blinding speed into a single unfortunate target, invariably causing vicious damage and sometimes even breaking smaller warships clear in half from force of impact alone. Outside of fixed installations left standing from historic conflicts, weapons of this size are generally never built in peacetime, and most that exist today were manufactured during the Frontier War. Carronades, generally divided into coil-laid carronades and rail-laid carronades, depending on the magnetic acceleration method used, are a variety of weapon that sees modest use by the CDF, but can be found almost everywhere in use by civilian armed merchantmen, pirates, the Frontier Union militia, and especially the Mauritian Freehold, who particularly favour them in their loadouts. Carronades fire a very low-velocity projectile at extremely high weight of shot, resulting in a weapon that is very easy to evade at anything beyond point-blank range, but inflicts crippling damage upon impact. Carronades are exceptionally effective against armor plating, as the projectile's mass and momentum carries it through multiple layers of armor, often leaving itself lodged within a ship's hull plating or internal compartments. The final variety of ship's gun that has seen something of a recent resurgence in Tantalus is the railgun. Formerly the mainstay of space combat in decades past, today the weapon is most commonly associated with the Frontier Union, requiring a good deal less complex maintenance than the coil guns of the CDF, and being able to load cheap, non-magnetic ammunition sourced from almost anywhere. The railgun is an almost perfect weapon for the Union militia, though railguns can often be less accurate than coil guns, and are much more limited in the varieties of specialized ammunition they can load. They make up for this in the sheer number of them that can be put into service for the comparative cost of a single coil gun, and can deliver a killing blow just as effectively. Railguns can be unreliable in prolonged close action, however, as they suffer from serious thermal buildup in their rails, quickly eroding or even melting them entirely. Most Union warships carry a number of spare rails strapped to their outer hull to be quickly installed by EVA teams whenever a break in the action allows it. Thank you for watching. You can get the Sojourn through various distributors, all of which are accessible through www.thesojournaudiodrama.com. You can also get the series through Patreon, where you'll be able to access various bonus features, including our visual dictionary, Guinevere cross-sections, and anthology shorts. Remember to join us on Discord and get regular updates on all upcoming Sojourn releases. All the related links can be found below this video. Fair winds.